Hello, my name is Meeraf and I'm going to tell you about a woman's kingdom. Can you imagine that a girl ruling a kingdom?
No.
No.
Yeah, so I'm going to tell you about the Maso culture, who sustained this kind of living for over 2,000 years now, with women taking care of the house, taking care of finances, and making major decisions in the family. So, first I'm going to tell you about matriarchal societies that are happening today. Like Indonesia, the women and the men have economic and social equality throughout the whole land. There's Australia. Out of 3 tribes, the one that's really close to New Guinea actually has the women having equal powers with the men, and she takes care of the food production and the men take care of like the heavy loads. And then there is northeastern India called Garo, where the women are actually the woman passes down her assets and property through her like daughters and then daughters and daughters, and it's all through the female line of the family. But what makes the Maso culture different from all of these is that the woman is actually the head of the marriage, and she actually makes like the bigger decisions than many of these other societies. Maso is located in an isolated part of China, which is which has a total population of 56,000 people, which is not a lot compared to the 1.3 billion people that live in China. And they exercise a religion called Daba, which is their own ancestry line of religion that's passed down. And then they also have Buddhism that they also practice. So how much power does a woman exercise? Well, in the Maso culture, the women practice a walking marriage. A walking marriage is whenever the guy walks into the girl's bedroom, and the woman would say yes or no, considering on like whatever her wants or needs are at the time, and he would stay the night, and he would have to leave the next morning without anyone seeing him or like hearing about him. If a child is conceived through their like sweet night together, then the guy has no obligations or responsibility to raise that child, because he is obligated to raise or be a father-like figure of his sister's children, although he's an uncle. And then same thing for the mother's side. Like the mother would have the child, and the only father-like figure that the child would see is her uncles. And they don't really believe in the monogamy lifestyle. The woman, it's not a stigma either for a woman to get a divorce or to have many lovers or have many fathers of her children. Like she can they see marriage as like a handcuff that like prevents them from being happy, because they consider marriage to be noisy, disrupts the family, and like it's just not a good way to live. So for a girl to be considered a woman, she needs to undergo a ceremony at the age of 13. And until she is 13, she cannot wear dresses and she cannot have her own room. But when she is 13, she gets to have her own room, and she gets to start wearing dresses and engage in the walking marriage ceremonies and like serenade guys and all of this that comes with it. And what's unfortunate is that the woman actually doesn't get to experience what a ceremonial funeral is if she dies before the age of 13. So many of this free love is misunderstood in the Maso culture, because many people think that they're prostitutes because they have free love, but it's just a way of living. And honestly, in conclusion, by having a woman being the head of the house, it seems like a very peaceful way to live. And I found this culture to be very interesting, and I hope you guys found it interesting too.
Good job.